What's up guys, today we're going to rank all of the Perfect Dark weapons in one video. So to do that, we're going to back out here. And we're going to go down the shooting range. I guess some of you might not know you could do this. I'm sure obviously the avid Perfect Dark fans know how to call the glass door elevator. And go down the shooting range to practice with the weapons. And we're going to rate all the weapons. Alright, this is the shooting range.
Ah, a star agent.
Hey.
Hiya.
Hi. So the Falcon 2. Okay, we're not shooting for the gold, we're just going to kind of test it out and talk about it. I'll try to do it, I guess, but I'm not considering. Falcon 2 is a basic pistol. It has a okay rate of fire. Nothing crazy. I'd scale this 5 out of 10. It's not great. It's not horrible. The Falcon 2 is a 5 out of 10. So Falcon 2 silencer. This, of course, because it's silenced, it also, I don't know if it's in my head because of the sound, but it also feels a little bit faster. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Not just because it feels faster, but because it's a little bit quieter too from the silencer. So we'll give the silenced Falcon 2 a 6 out of 10. Falcon 2 with the scope. Honestly, we're going to do some more, but honestly, the scope, because it's the N64 controller, it's not like the scope is like that amazing. I think this was actually a little bit worse than the regular Falcon 2. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 10. Not a fan of the Falcon 2 with the scope. Next up, we get the MagSec 4. Secondary fire is a 3-round burst, so we're going to be 3-round bursting it. I do not expect to win this challenge. This is a tough challenge. Especially with the amount... It's not just the time, it's the amount of ammo they give you. The MagSec 4, it's a basic pistol. I'm not a huge fan of it. So that was 3-round burst. This is regular fire. I think it sounds cool, but overall, I'm going to rank this 4 out of 10. Not a fan. Now we're going to do the Mauler. Let's rate the Mauler. The Mauler is an interesting alien weapon. You got single shot here. And the rate of fire is pretty decent on it. And then, of course, secondary fire is a charge-up shot. You charge up, what is it, 4 or 5 bullets? You shoot right through it. It's not the best weapon, and it's not the worst weapon. I'd say I'd give this I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Let's give the Mauler a 5 out of 10. The Phoenix. Apparently I haven't done this in the shooting range yet, or maybe it's on a different account, because I'm pretty sure I got at least silver and everything on one of the accounts. Anyways, let's do the Phoenix. The Phoenix is a very cool alien weapon, pistol, where you have the single shot, and then when you hold down B for the secondary fire, it's explosive shells. Ooh, what are you doing to me? You're gonna come. So the explosive shells are definitely cool. This is not my weapon of choice, but the fact that you can fire it like a pistol, it's got a quick reload time, and the explosive shells, we'll give this a 6 out of 10. We'll give the Phoenix a 6 out of 10. Just because it has the explosive rounds option, I think that's really cool, and credit to the Phoenix. 6 out of 10. The DY357 Magnum is next. I'm going to try to complete this challenge. It's not a weapon I'm typically a fan of, but we're going to give it a fair shake. And we beat the challenge live here in the video. That felt good. I don't typically like the Magnum. That did feel good. I'll give the Magnum, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 for the DY357 Magnum. Next up, we get the CMP 150. This is the auto handgun. Now it's starting to spice it up. I really like this weapon. Not super powerful, but it's the rate of fire is wild. The reload time's not amazing, but I like the auto fire. It feels like it's a soft weapon, but the bullets really like connect. So I'm gonna give the CMP 150, I guess 6 out of 10. I think it's a little better than average. The The Cyclone. Now we getting in the thick of it. Alright, so I have a high rating for this, but I'm going to fire it off and give it an unbiased judgment on the challenge plane here. So you get this. This is regular. The rate of fire is wild in this. The reload is super cool looking. The aesthetic of the weapon is super cool looking. We didn't really talk about that yet, but the Phoenix has a cool aesthetic, but the Cyclone just looks absolutely nasty. The function's absolutely nasty. And the secondary fire, it unloads the full magazine. Once you tap the trigger, the whole magazine is expended, which is cool. It's not practical, but this is just a super powerful weapon. So I'm going to give this, I do love the Cyclone. I'm going to give this, the secondary fire is not that great though. You don't really need to mag dump. It's actually inefficient to mag dump. So for that, I'm going to take a couple points off. But because of how powerful it is and the fact that you can dual wield them, I'm going to give the Cyclone 8 out of 10. I got to take a couple points off because the secondary fire could have been cooler. The mag dump, it's not effective. The secondary fire is kind of useless because it's better to, you know, focus your shots into tight groups. But it's still super powerful, super cool looking, cool noise, cool fire sounds, cool reload, cool aesthetic. 8 out of 10 for the Cyclone. That is a very cool weapon. Next up, we got another cool one, the Callisto NTG alien weapon. So this is kind of similar to the Phoenix. It's like the assault rifle version of the Phoenix. So you get rapid fire. Very cool. I mean, it takes the orbs just like the Phoenix and the alien weapons. But it also has the high impact shells, which are not explosive, but they are dense. They do more damage. They fire at a slower rate of fire. And again, the aesthetic of this weapon, super cool. So these do not go through the targets, and these do. That's what it wants you to do. It wants you to kill that target with the high impact shells. Obviously, I didn't do it right here. The Callisto NTG, alien weapon. We're going to give that one... It's nothing that special. It's cool looking. I'd say it is cool. It is different. But the fire, the secondary fire, it's not amazing. I'd say... I want to give it a 5 because of practicality, but I want to give it a 6 because it's a little bit cooler than an average weapon, and I'm kind of judging aesthetic too. We'll just leave it at a 5. I don't want to overrate it. It's really not an amazing weapon. It's cool and it's fun, but realistically, it's a 5 out of 10. All right, we get the RC P120. This is a weapon I'm not super familiar with, but I do know it, of course. So we're going to give it a fair shake. Auto fire. Hold Z button to repeatedly fire automatically. Oh yeah, this is a gnarly weapon. I was thinking for some reason this is a different variant of the CMP-150. I was confusing it. There's a lot of numbered weapons in this game. What's the secondary fire? Oh, it's got cloak for the secondary fire. That's right. And then so you have to hold down B and then cloak. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. This one doesn't come up a lot in the game or in multiplayer or in the challenges, but we're going to use it again and give it like a nice, because it doesn't come up a lot, so I want to give it. This rate of fire is fantastic. The grouping is super tight. The aesthetic of the weapon's cool. It just looks like a gun, but it looks a little cool with the little barrel, and it almost looks like the Halo BR, so a little extra point for that. And the secondary is cloak. You go invisible, and it uses the ammo properly. That's pretty damn cool. I'm going to say the RC P120, I'm going to give that... I got to give it an 8 out of 10. I don't like to compare it to the Cyclone, but the secondary fire is invisibility, and the rate of fire on it is tight grouping and powerful, so that's an 8 out of 10. The RC P120, that's an 8 out of 10 weapon right there. Laptop gun, let's go. Everybody knows you've been waiting for it. If you like Perfect Dark, or if you love Perfect Dark, you've been waiting for this one, and I think you know the rating. So, for all these noobs watching, not offensive noobs, just noobs to the game, newbies, the laptop gun is a laptop in a briefcase that turns into a weapon. And the coolest thing about this gun is the ability to use it as sentry. You do this, secondary fire, hold B, you throw it up on the wall, and then it kills everything that comes in its path. And it does it extremely well. And in multiplayer, you throw this up on a corner around a popular bend, trust me, it's OP. Now, obviously, I'm not trying to beat the challenge there. I already have gold. So, this is my favorite weapon in the game. Even without that sentry, look at this. The aesthetic, it folds out when you pull it out. Super tight grouping. Fantastic reload speed. Fantastic power. Accuracy, reliability, everything about this. The laptop gun, in my opinion, is a 10 out of 10. We're going to go 10 out of 10 for the laptop gun. That's just, everybody who plays Perfect Dark in depth knows the laptop gun is a 10 out of 10. It doesn't get much better than that. The secondary fire is literally a sentry gun. You can pick it up, throw sentry guns all over the map, and win a match without doing anything other than that. That makes it a 10 out of 10. It does feel OP, trust me, when you're getting it. But next up, we get the Dragon. This is kind of like a basic assault rifle. Nothing special, nothing... It is very reliable in multiplayer. This is the first weapon, when you pick it up, you're like, okay, I can actually fare against someone, instead of just picking up like a basic pistol. And now we're going to do the secondary fire, which is really cool. It's actually proximity self-destruct. So if you throw it on the ground after you go to secondary fire, anything that moves by it blows up. And that's pretty cool. That's a sick secondary fire. The only problem is it's usually one of the first assault rifle weapons you get in the match, so you don't always want to use the secondary fire, but assuming that's obviously subjective. Overall, the Dragon is a very cool weapon. Proximity self-destruct is cool. You can leave it on the ground, and your opponents don't know that it's just sitting there. They could go to pick it up, so it's a trick. I'd say the Dragon, it's got a great rate of fire. It's powerful, accurate, decent reload speed. I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. The proximity self-destruct, that is a cool secondary fire, and it's unique. So we're going to give 8 out of 10 to the Dragon. K7 Avenger. Next to the RCP-120, this could be the best assault rifle in the game. It's an absolute beast. I don't know why I got 3 rounds to do that in the challenge. Is this all it is? Okay, so this isn't a great way to show off this weapon, but it is a powerful weapon. So the secondary fire is threat detector, which is very useful. It doesn't actually do anything other than alert you to threats in the area, aka dragons that you threw on the ground, like the last weapon, proximity mines, timed mines, and other things that are laptop guns. It analyzes everything. Before you go around a corner, if you put on threat detector, it shows you where everything is, so that's super useful. It's not something I really rely on in multiplayer unless someone's an absolute savage putting up mines and laptop guns everywhere. But the K7, I'd say a K7 is a 7 out of 10. K7 out of 10. That works. Okay, next up we get the R34, another great assault rifle. The bolt pop, it looks like. Burst fire. Standard fire. It's good. It's a little slow rate of fire, and it's not the most accurate, as you can see. The grouping is not as tight as the other assault rifles. And the secondary fire is just using the scope, which is kind of lame. It is better than just holding R for the zoom in for most weapons, but the weapon's not that accurate for the scope. So I'm going to say this is... I don't know. It's just not that great. I would say this is a 4 out of 10. The AR-30, 4 out of 10. That's what it gets. The SuperDragon. Oh, now we're getting into it. The SuperDragon is a SuperDragon. So it's got a quick rate of fire, and I believe the reload's pretty quick. Yeah, pretty quick. And the difference between this and the Dragon, aside from a little rate of fire, when you run out of ammo, it automatically goes into the grenade launcher, which is silly cool. So I think some people like the regular Dragon more. I would assume most people like this Dragon more because it has the dang grenade launcher. So the SuperDragon, it's got a grenade launcher. I mean, 8 out of 10 at least. It's got to be an 8 out of 10. It's an assault rifle and it shoots explosives. It's an absolute beast warrior. 8 out of 10 for SuperDragon for sure. Shotgun. Doesn't everyone love a shotgun? So, it's just a shotgun. You gotta pump it every time you shoot it, because it is strong. Up close, it is pretty dang strong. It's not the most accurate unless you're really close to the subject. And the secondary fire, nothing special. It's double blast. It's cool. It's just like essentially shooting 2 rounds very fast, because at standard rate, you can just do 1 and then you have to pump it. So, double fire. It's kind of cool. It's all right. I'd say, especially when you consider in games like Gears of War and Fortnite that have really, really good shotguns. This shotgun, it's not one of them. So we're gonna give this shotgun, I think it's lower than average. I'd say 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 for the shotgun. The Reaper. So I don't have any challenges done with this. This weapon, I really don't like this thing. I think aesthetically, this thing is so cool. It's like a Gatling gun, but the rounds are super, super weak, and it's super inaccurate. You have to hold this thing down for it to even charge up to shoot. The reload speed is super long. You have to hold it down, and then it charges up. Now it's doing damage, and you only get a couple seconds. And when you do this all over the map against people, it's just not efficient. It's very cool looking, very cool in idea and premise, but the Reaper, it ain't it. I'm going to give the Reaper... Oh, and the secondary fire is a grinder. So it just does the same thing, but not shooting. You have to be up close. It's kind of... It's cool. It's a little cool, but it's just like you have to be up close to them. It's like, if you're getting that close, why would you have it on this and not... If you run out of ammo, I guess. But it's cool, but it's just not that useful. But I'll give it some cool points. I'll give it a 5 out of 10, just because it's cool looking, and it has a cool little grinder, you know, secondary fire. So we'll give that a 5 out of 10. Next up, we have the sniper rifle. The sniper rifle in this game, I was never a big fan of. You use it in the, I think it's the second mission, the villa. It's okay. It's nothing great. I was hoping, see, the sniper rifle obviously zooms in a little bit more than the regular weapons, but it's not a different zoom. I kind of thought the sniper should have a little bit different of a zoom, because it's an actual sniper, but it's just the same zoom, it just zooms in more. So, I thought that was a little weak. It's kind of like a little hard to use. It's not like super, it doesn't feel like a good sniper. So I'm going to give the sniper rifle, I think they missed the mark with this one. I'm going to give the sniper rifle, just because of the potential it could have had, I think I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Yeah, I'm going to give the sniper a 3 out of 10, just because of what it could be. Not in general, but if it's a sniper rifle, the sniper rifle should have a 6 scope. It should have some sort of power feeling to it. It doesn't have any of that, so I got to take extra points off for that, because it's a sniper. It should be cool. You should want to pick it up. When I pick this up in Perfect Dark, I don't care. Like in Halo, when I pick up the sniper, I'm like, yo, it's on, dude. Like, let's go. Same with Gears of War. But in Perfect Dark, when I pick up the sniper, next. And the secondary fire for the sniper is embarrassing. It is crouch. That's it, crouch. Which, if you don't already know, you can do with R on every other weapon, but you can't do it on this one because R is... You know, I just learned something, actually. I just learned you can adjust the sniper in and out like this, zooming in and out. I actually never knew that. I just did that because I just realized that crouch is a secondary, so I tried to do a normal crouch, which is hold R and C down, and I realized you can adjust the sniper. Doesn't make it any cooler, but it is good to know. And I just learned that. You're witnessing me just learn that, which is funny because I've played this game for like 20-something years now. So, but still, yeah, 3 out of 10. They missed the mark with the sniper. I don't like picking it up. Don't care to look for it. Don't care to put it in game types. The FarSight XR-20. You know. You guys know. You guys know. So if you don't know, now you know, ninjas. Okay, so first fire, super, super strong. It's a one-shot kill if you hit somebody with this. And what everybody's waiting for in this video is the secondary fire of the FarSight XR-20. And what is that, you say? Oh, just the fact that you can see and shoot through walls. And not just that, it doesn't give you basic colors. It gives you this sort of contrasting violet colors with like a trippy aesthetic while you're zoomed in and looking and shooting through walls. This gun, like, I don't even need to talk about it. If you're watching this video, you know this is a 10 out of 10 weapon, and it's absolutely brutal on multiplayer. Shooting people through walls is just savage. Okay, so if someone's never played this game, don't use this weapon on them. Otherwise, they're never going to play this game again. You can't, you got to be respectful. You don't use this weapon with noobs because it's going to be, they're never going to want to play again. But the FarSight XR-20, I mean, that's obviously a 10 out of 10. So we got two 10 out of 10s. We got the laptop gun and the FarSight XR-20. That gun is just, the memories of crushing my friends with that thing. Oh. Wouldn't want anything else. Devastator is next. Okay. Devastator is this nice-looking rocket launcher. These targets are moving super fast. Secondary fire is the wall hugger. So it is a grenade launcher still, but it hugs the wall. It's basically a sticky grenade, but to the wall. So, as you can see, it sticks. Sometimes they fall, but overall, it is pretty useful. It doesn't change much of the fire. It just changes what happens to the grenade, and it sticks to the wall. It's a great weapon. So, and the grenade launcher is obviously awesome. I'm going to give this one nothing too crazy, but it is a strong weapon. 7 out of 10. We'll give the Devastator 7 out of 10. Nothing special, but still a decent amount better than average because it's a strong rocket launcher. We get the original rocket launcher. This one is fantastic. Standard rate of fire is a regular rocket. And secondary fire is a targeted rocket, which sends it where you tell it to once you hit R. Which is, you know, like, that's kind of like a standard secondary fire, nothing special. But this rocket launcher is pretty strong, so I'll give this also 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for the rocket launcher. The Slayer. Oh, the Slayer is the alien rocket launcher. It's got a very cool noise when you shoot it. Listen to that. So cool. It like has this weird whining whistle, okay, and it's the alien aesthetic of the weapon. Super freaking cool. And obviously the secondary fire is the coolest thing. You ready for this? Fly-by-wire rocket. So what happens is when you hit the trigger, you get to control the rocket. I am steering the rocket right now. I'm steering it. Oh, and I missed. But I can turn around because I'm driving. It's got the fly-by-wire rocket, secondary fire. It was the coolest thing. Playing your friends, chasing each other around, driving the rockets around. Needless to say, this is a 10 out of 10 weapon. Just because of the cool factor, and it's a rocket launcher where you can control the rockets. 10 out of 10. Combat knife. Combat knife. It's a knife, okay, but the secondary fire, as you may have noticed, it's going to be a throw poison knife, which is cool. It's pretty cool. I never use it typically. It's not in a lot of game types or in the game that much. It's cool. It's all right. It's not bad. The knife action, it's actually pretty accurate when you're throwing it, which is nice. So we just beat the. I don't know. We didn't apparently. But the knife, I'd say. It's a knife. I'd say it's 5 out of 10. It's because the first one, just going like this, you have to get close to him. It's just a knife. But the throwing knife's cool. I guess I'll give it a 5 out of 10 for the combat knife. Crossbow. So typically, I love crossbows in games, but this isn't typical. This gun is not that great. It leaves a lot to be wanted. It's not that strong. It just sounds weak. The aesthetic's cool. She wears it like this. That's cool. But it's a weak weapon. It doesn't have any power feeling to it. Secondary fire is the instant kill. So, but you have to reload every single time, so you do that. It doesn't really change much. Obviously, it's an instant kill, but it's not super accurate. I'm going to give this one... I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. I don't like the crossbow in this. I think it could have been cool. Like the sniper. It could have been cool, but it's just not cool. 3 out of 10 for the crossbow. Tranquilizer. Okay, so what's cool about this, and I have to explain because I'm not facing bots or multiplayer, when you shoot people like this with the sedate standard fire, they become blurry vision. The more you hit them, the more blurry it gets. It's pretty cool. And then the secondary fire is lethal injection, which is an instant kill. But you have to be right next to them, and it's a instant kill. So this is just, I don't really like this weapon, but some people do. It's cool enough that it like stuns them, but it's just not good for killing power. So I'm just gonna give it a 5 out of 10 average because it's a cool weapon and it makes your vision blurry and insta kill it up close. I'll give it 5, but it's just not strong. Like if I pick that up, the first thing I'm worried about is just getting another weapon. I'm even trying to use it. Laser. This is another one that you don't see too much. The Perfect Dark Laser. So you get the pulse fire for the standard rate. And then secondary fire is the short range stream. Of course, that's what I thought would be the main fire, but no, it's just not that powerful, not that cool. If you're gonna name something laser, it should be one of the coolest things in the game, and it's most certainly not. I'm gonna give that one a 3 out of 10. I'm sorry, I don't like the laser. The regular grenade. Now this is my style. I love grenades, and considering I'm a big grenade user in Halo and Gears of War, I'm a go-to grenades. When I get grenades, I focus primarily on grenades. So rating the Perfect Dark grenade to me is exciting, and it's great. So the standard is that. The secondary is proximity pinball. So essentially it's madness option. So when you throw this, it bounces everywhere like a pinball, and you have no idea where it's going to go. And it can screw you over, and it has screwed me over in the past. While playing multiplayer, you throw it down a hall, you go around the corner, guess what? It's coming back. So that's a cool factor. Overall, judging it as a grenade and a weapon in Perfect Dark, I'm going to give the grenade, it's pretty useful, pretty cool. I'm going to give the grenade 6 out of 10. A little bit better than average grenade, I'd say. I like it. The timed mine. So we're down to the mines now. So you throw a mine up. The time is, what, 3 seconds? 1, 2, about 3. 2 to 3 seconds. Secondary fire is... Oh, you gotta get in one scoop, apparently. Okay, so secondary fire is threat detector. So when you throw a mine up... So I'll show you. When you throw a mine up, it's gonna let you know that that's there. It's the same threat detector as the K7. So it's not a unique secondary fire. Out of all the mines, this is my least favorite. It kind of acts like a grenade because there's like a 2-second pause before it blows up. It's definitely not my favorite mine. The proximity is closer to my favorite mine. The proximity, as you may have guessed, is you throw it up, and when someone goes near it, kablooey. So you throw it up, it's gonna go kablooey. Ready? And kablooey. And the secondary fire on this, also just threat detector, which leaves, you know, it leaves something to be wanted. But overall, the proximity mines, fantastic. That's how I beat Perfect Dark Challenge 16. That biosim is tough, and I beat him with the proximity mines. I love proximity mines. I'll give the proximity mine, this is a fantastic weapon. This is going to be, not that, it's just threat detector for a second. We'll give it 8 out of 10. We're going to give it 8 out of 10. Remote mine. Arguably the best mine in the game because you control when it goes off. So if you are going, which proximity mines are cool because they won't go off, but they can get you. They can get you. You can walk by your own proximity mine and be screwed. So keep that in mind. So we get the regular mine, okay? Then you go secondary fire is to detonate. It's not the threat detector, and I didn't do it quick enough, okay? Because I was too busy blabbing, but this is my favorite mine. So we're gonna throw it right there. We're gonna blow it up while everything's in the middle. Kablooey! And that's how you get it done. Oh, that's not how you get it done, apparently. The remote mine is the coolest of the mines. This weapon is super convenient. It's essentially a grenade that you control when it goes off. And if you're good, when someone's on the radar near it, you can hit that and then you see a little killed biosim. That's cool. If you're really good, you have to be really good for that. So that one, I'm gonna give 9 out of 10. That's a strong weapon. It's very cool. The fact that you can control it, and it's just super useful in multiplayer and the campaign and the challenges. So there you have it. We rated all the weapons in Perfect Dark, and we're going to go over the 10 out of 10s, which are the laptop gun, and the FarSight XR-20, and the Slayer. Those are the 3 10 out of 10 weapons that I chose, and those are my personal favorite. Me and my friends play multiplayer. Those 3 are almost always in the mix because they're so OP, and we love just messing with each other and having a great time on multiplayer. So thanks everybody for watching my Perfect Dark weapons rating video. And if you're into Perfect Dark, I got a link below for the Facebook group, Perfect Dark Online. That's where we get together every once in a while and play Perfect Dark on Xbox Live together. And we also have the Perfect Dark Online Discord right in the description. So if you're a big Perfect Dark fan, even if you just can get on once a year, join the groups, link up with us. Let's keep this amazing first-person shooter alive. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks everybody for watching. Let's get some Perfect Dark in soon. Join the groups. What is your favorite Perfect Dark weapon? Leave it in the comments. I really want to know. Especially if it's not one I gave a 10 out of 10, I'm really curious. What's your favorite Perfect Dark weapon? Leave it in the comments. Thanks everybody for watching. And I'm going to play some Perfect Dark now. So have a good night, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace, guys.
CarbonCyber.